All right, welcome back. Just a real quick guest here. Tomi Collins joins me. Tomi L. Collins. She's president of the national organization American Restored. Tomi, thanks for joining us real quick. You're working on is it a recall effort you're working on, Tomi?
Yes, it is. Actually, we've jumped on board with the folks down there in Arizona for the Rusty Bowers recall. Very important, folks. This is a really big deal. Rusty Bowers was responsible for failing to even call the House back and recall the electors in Arizona. You know, we've had these recall efforts going on around the state of Arizona. Many of them have not been successful. We identified this one as the most important one in the state. So we've jumped on board. Mike's on board. Sidney Powell's on board. We have massive amounts of groups on the ground that are on board. We're planning a big Trump train down to Mesa is where it's at. It's in the Mesa area. We're planning a big Trump train down there, Brandon, to this weekend. And the days of us doing rallies, by the way, guys, and actually rawing are over. These are going to be action-packed rallies if America Restored has anything to say about it. So we've been coupling with folks all across the nation to make sure that our rallies are action-packed rallies. So this is going to be a Trump train coming from all over the state of Arizona, descending on LD 25 in Mesa, and we are doing a signing campaign rally where these folks are going to get out and be circulators down there.
So let me make people understand. This guy is Speaker of the House there in Arizona.
Yes. And this is a big deal. One of 50 speakers of the House nationwide. So we just took out Governor Newsom, and we're about ready to take out Rusty Bowers.
Now, tell me what you guys did with Newsom. What'd you do there?
Well, Newsom was a group of amazing Californians that basically got together. Everyone, came together in one accord, and that's what has to happen. And they took Newsom out in California, Governor Newsom. So we have this Rusty Bowers in Arizona, one again of 50 speakers of the House that was blocking an election integrity bill. He basically had said even if he could call a session and do anything about the corruption down there, he wouldn't. That's his own quote. So all session he's been blocking election integrity bills, and he has been completely against our president. So we're going to defend our president. We're going to defend these United States of America. We're going to assist in defending the Arizona people and get Speaker Rusty Bowers out.
I also see where Bowers blocked legislation to require voter ID for mail-in ballots. That's on the list.
What's that?
He blocked legislation to require voter ID for mail-in ballots. Bowers did.
Yes, absolutely. That yes, sir. That was one of the big election integrity bills. So the thing is that we're always on defense. And we have to get on offense. And this is a huge offensive move. Mike Lindell has recognized that, and many, many others. So we have 21 days left. And we're sitting at a really good point. But we need every freedom-loving Arizonan and every freedom-loving American across the country to get down to LD 25. We're going to have series of Trump trains going, and it's going to, just like we had on the interstates before, I think they said there was 90 miles of Trump trains in Arizona. Wow. They started short, and so we're looking for that again. This weekend is round one. We're going to go down and we're going to fight round one for a knockout punch. If we don't get round one, we're going to do it again next weekend for round two, Trump trains down there for signing rally campaigns. So Mike had a really great idea, Brandon. He had the idea to go to FedEx, get a FedEx code, and have folks go to the FedEx, pick up their petitions, the instructions, the envelopes, grab their pens and clipboards, and get down to LD 25. So we know folks around the state cannot sign, but we have the official Trump list right now to be able to go door to door, and we need every freedom-loving Arizona down at LD 25 this weekend, all throughout the rest of this week, next week. We can do this. We need to pull together and do it. We're very, very, very close.
And so if they go to recallbowers.com, it's all there?
Yes, recallbowers.com. It is all there. And, there's some misinformation that's been running around about the Rusty Bowers recall, Speaker Bowers. I want to straighten it out with folks. It's really important for them to understand it's false narrative. What happens once this Speaker Bowers is recalled is he has 5 days to resign. After he resigns, Ducey can replace him, right? And so folks say, well, then why do it? Because he will be a freshman and not a Speaker of the House, and we will actually create a vacuum in the House to be able to put the person in that we need in there. And when I say we, I'm not an Arizonan, but I'm America Restored, who, is we the people, and we are jumping on board and pulling freedom-loving Americans, groups together all over the country, and we're identifying existing conservative groups that are doing a lot with a little, and we come in, we help bring the funding in and the organization necessary for them to actually have a victory.
Yeah.
So we're anticipating a victory down here.
So recallbowers.com, right, Tomi?
Yep, recallbowers.com, and stay tuned for the Trump train info, and we're calling it the Trump hustle, right?
Okay.
We're going to go down and start hustling. Again, I want to say to the people out there, we have to think differently. We cannot do the rallies as we've been doing them. Think of how many rallies people have been at. They go rah, rah, rah. At the end of the day, what gets done? At the end of the day of these parades, what gets done? We are losing our nation. We are losing our culture to the left because they have action plans, meaningful action plans. So I want to tell all the groups out there, you guys, when you're working on something, connect with us at americarestored.us. We're going to pull all the like-minded folks together. We're going to assist you in getting funding. And every one of your rallies, we have an apparatus set up that we can come in and literally push meaningful action items. They don't have to pay for a thing and do a thing. We do that for them. That's our job. A servant leader organization that pulls every freedom-loving American together. And as we begin to come in one accord, we're going to take our nation back. So we can't be doing onesie-twosies, duplicating efforts. We have to do it together. And that's our job, is to connect folks, get them the funding, and get the job done.
Thank you, Tomi. Appreciate your being with us.
Yes, thanks for having me. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.